Hello, the game has started. It's me to go fast. I have a clunky rack with a lot of consonants. I can sort this out with crowd. $28. I have the Q, no U, but I have the I to go with it. Nowhere to play that at the moment. Maybe my opponent will provide a spot. But I think the rest of the rack is good enough that I should be able to play rather than change, even if I can't play the Q. But in that instance, I would try to leave the I on my rack. So at the moment, if my opponent changes, I could play Gloom in column 6, keeping QIE. Crowd takes an S and a Y at the end, nothing in front, and I don't know of any 3-letter extensions. Now my opponent plays a U, but it's not accessible for my Q. There is now a spot for QI in column 6, making AI. And I think that is my only Q spot available. No N's for chin. So not many points, but good to get rid of the Q. I draw a U, but I don't think I have a 6-letter play to extend the Q to the double word square. Emulge is good as a 6-letter play. I've also got oleum on my rack. G and the M don't go well together. Can't see any 7s or 8s with this rack. I'm looking at column 4 at the bottom. This is quite a hot little lane. I could play Mule in that spot. Only 22 points, so maybe not that hot. I would like to leave a non-vowel heavy rack leave. At the moment I've got 4 vowels. So I'm looking to play off certainly the U. 20 points for my opponent. Ami takes an E after it, but I don't want to open up row O. I don't think I'm going to score enough to justify doing that. Now my M can go in front of double A, and my E can go in front of me. So I've got Meg, but that's the problem with that is that I'm keeping the U and I'm keeping a vowel heavy rack leave. So is there something better? I could just blast out and play Emulge and Ed just to open the board up. I don't often do that, but there's no real desirable rack leave that I would aim to keep from this, apart from maybe L or M, and those aren't particularly great. My opponent's not scoring very highly, so I think I should benefit from an open board. And I'm placing a G over the double letter square, so my opponent's not going to score particularly highly in row H. 16 points. That's pretty good. I'm wondering if Plonged is good. If it is, it plays in row N, making Amin. Diplogen is good through an I. I'd like to be more sure of Plonged. Deloping is the anagram of Diplogen, but no available I's. I'm looking at the floaters in emulge. I can't see anything with the U, or the L, or the G, both of which, well, all of the last three letters are duplicate tiles on my rack, which isn't helpful. I haven't seen anywhere else for plonged to play. Ah, well, it plays in column 14, making emulged. Nice. So, I can play it up here. Let's see if this stays on the board. 87. If it does, I've drawn the first blank. And quite a nice set of tiles to go with it. There probably is a bingo here. Either a 7 or an 8 through the right floater, and there's quite a few floaters to consider. Great, plunged stays on the board. My opponent gets 39. I've now got a 50-point lead. Can I extend that? Maybe this rack isn't quite as good as I thought it was. Well, tepidly is likely to be good. Nowhere for that. But I've got the Y, which could be an LY ending word, but then I think tepidly is the only one which fits. I've also got type with DI. Quite a few type words. I've got the C for words ending IC. 16 minutes on my clock, 50 tiles still to come. I've got the N for an ING word with a blank as a G. D-typing not good. JIP is a section of letters which could be in a bingo. Well, I feel I'm scraping around here without finding anything. I note that column 8 is available for putting 6 letters in front of ED. I'm just mentally running through the blank, through the alphabet for the blank. I'm not going to do that by clicking through it, because I don't think there's one here, so I can do it quicker in my mind. I'm up to R and I haven't seen anything. Well, I'm wondering if Pteridia might be good, PT. Okay, so I've drawn a blank there. Now, how to sort this rack out? I notice that my Y can go in front of this U, and it is my priority to play off the Y. But what can I play? I can play Ye, but I'd quite like to hang on to the E. Well, I can't do that if I play here. I can't place my Y in front of the O. I've got the OID ending. Oh, well, that doesn't quite fit. So what to do about this U? If I play YE, I'm keeping DPTI, which just isn't that great. So what about playing Piney? This is a much better looking rack leave. 26 points. Okay, not great. I pick the other Y. I've now got a U. I don't think there's a bingo here. But Yutz is good, and I think that's a noun rather than a verb, so I don't think Yutzed is good. But is there somewhere for Yutz? Well, I can't see anywhere. Now, I've got quieted across here. Now, I could now play Yutz, and I think I will. I'll just pause and consider the score for quited. So Yutza 43. If I played quited 38, well, this is a better play and a better rack leave. Great. That is a pretty good looking rack. I've got skirted in row I and Eds. What else do I have? Row B is available for a bingo. The whole of the... my opponent has gone where I was going to go, but my opponent has opened up column 15, so I've got skirted and shrivels. Can I get my K on this double letter square? I don't think I can. I don't think skirted's got any anagrams. Striked, I think, is not good. Skirted 99. Fantastic. And that is a good pickup. I have Versine in row B and we. And that may be all I've got. I'm just wondering if I've got something onto this R. Inverser I don't think is good. There are several sevens with this rack, but nowhere available for a 7-letter word. Nothing goes in front of Z, so row M not available. So at the moment I'm hoping that row B will remain available. Now there is column 11 through L and I. Can't see anything there. U and R less likely. So is my opponent going to leave row B alone? Yes, fantastic. And the V is going to obstruct my opponent from a big score in row A because nothing goes in front of it. Versine 75. Great, I draw the J and the X on a tight non-bingo-y board, which is good, and I've got vowels to go with them. I've also got a 170-point lead, so I'm in pretty good shape. I can play Jong, Po and in. Okay, only 36 points, that's fine. Now, anywhere really hot for my J or my X? 12 minutes on my clock, 10 tiles left. Pretty bingo-y, but a non-bingo-y board. Apart from possibly column 2 onto the C or row L onto the R. Maybe I should be looking to take out one of those. And probably the R one is the more dangerous. So how to do that? It's not essential that I do that. I don't want to sacrifice too much by way of score. So I could play Taxor, 24 points. Let me see what Jong scores. 30 points. Yeah, I think I prefer Jong because my opponent can't benefit from the J, whereas if I play Taxor, my opponent can stick an I underneath the X or something above it. But can I do better than Jong? Now, Hex is good. But I can't get that to play twice. Jut is good. So I could just play Jar, Jut and At. Well, I think with 3 O's to come, I quite like playing off this O. Great. I have the second blank. I had forgotten that it was still out there, but it restricts my opponent's ability to bingo. But the remaining tiles are pretty bingo-y, so it may not restrict it enough. I've got Toxo Kara through a C or an R, but neither this C or this R is in the right spot. Can't see any other bingos with this rack. Seven tiles in the bag. I hadn't really thought about bingoing because of the tightness of the board, but as soon as one has the blank, that's where one's mind goes. But I don't think there's going to be time to sort this rack out to play a bingo, and it's a long way away from a rack that could bingo onto this C. But I'm in good shape. I'm 150 points ahead. Just wondering if there's anywhere for Oxo. Oh, well, actually, at this point, Taxor would sort this rack out quite nicely. And Taxor remains available. No new spots. I am taking out a bingo lane. 3 tiles left. Oh, well, if I play Taxor, there won't be 6, 7 tiles on my rack. So, what to do here? 3 tiles left, so I'd like to leave 1 in the bag. I can play Axe for 33. It keeps open 2 bingo lanes and a slim possibility of a bingo. Pretty good. There might be one here. Not onto the C, but I think maybe onto the R. Or maybe not. I don't think Batuna is good. I've got boat and boot as prefixes. So, do I have bootlace? Wow, I think I do through this C. Yep, I think that's good. So do I have an alternative bingo through onto the R rather? And my opponent's rack is pretty good as well. But even if they bingo, there's 1 tile in the bag, so I get to play. Nothing goes in front of XI, so column 2 at the top isn't a bingo lane. $11 on my opponent's clock, 9 on mine, so plenty of time for both of us. Now, ME is also available for a 9-letter bingo. Can't see anything through that. Now, GV also available. Can't see anything there. LI not available. Amins does take a T in front. Great. Bootlace remains available. Fantastic. Bootlace 63. Excellent. And the final score, 300 to my opponent, 521 to me, a winning margin of 221 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go fast. Crowd looks best. Horrible rack for my opponent. They play Aurori. This was my rack, and I played Chi to dump the queue. My opponent's rack looks pretty good. Yep, quite a few bingos there. None played. my rack, and I struggled here. Oleum was playable for 32, possibly better than Emulge. But anyway, I play Emulge. My opponent's rack again looks pretty good. Yep, a whole bunch of bingos there. None played. Now, this is where I had plonged, or plonged. Wasn't sure of it, but it's good. My opponent's rack, another pretty good rack. Yep. Swallies, quite nice. Now, did I miss a bingo here? No, I didn't, because although I saw tepidly, the tepidly being suggested here is through this L, so it's not a bingo. And I think Piney is fine. My opponent's rack. Wow, Mesoblast, I didn't know that. Oblasts, yep. That was playable. Anyway, I've now got a 50-point lead. I've got the blank. And Yuts looks best. And Quited was the alternative I was considering. Yuzu, that's nice. D10. Okay, down onto this U. And I didn't see that. Now, my opponent does now bingo with Shrivel. And I'm fortunate that I can come straight back with Skirted. My opponent plays Fen. And then I have Versine, inverse also available in the same spot. Now, wow, Megaliths, L4, where's that? Ah, through ME, very nice, hard to spot. My opponent plays Hail, this was my rack. And I didn't see Zoana, K14. Oh, look at that, down here. And that would have been a good play because it would have taken out the most useful floater for my opponent to bingo onto. So I think Zoana was the play. Instead I played Jong for 30. Yeah. And this is my opponent's rack. No bingo there. My rack. M3. Ah, just sticking the X in here for 36 points. Well, I think I prefer my play of Axe. It increases my chances of bingoing. My opponent has got bingos on their rack, but they're difficult to see. Plays Vendors, leaving me with Bootlace. Ah, look at that. Out Crowd was good. I wonder if there were front extensions to Crowd, and there was. But in any event, Bootlace was the better play. So, pretty exciting game. Lots of bingos, and nice to spot an unlikely bingo at the end. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.